Put my shit back on this fucking porch. Yeah. I saw you when you got out the motherfucking car. You're trying to put my shit back on this motherfucking porch.
Sure.
You done lost your motherfucking mind. You don't come up on my shit and take my shit.
You got it.
You lucky.
You got it.
You lucky.
You got it.
Motherfucker. You see this motherfucker just tried to take the car?
Did you take the plan B? No. I forgot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's look. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just going to turn off devices on both ends because I'm not gonna be able to see what's going on both sides. And make sure I send all. Looks like everything is sent off. So let me drop this down. Wait, let me drop this down first. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Welcome again to another edition here on the Chaos Rain channel. As you know, I go by the name Chaos Rain here. And today, we have some things to discuss. Oh, that's not good. I'll leave that alone because it looks like it's saying something. But as wait for everybody to come through, if you're new to the Chaos Rain channel, make sure that your how can I say it? Your bell is always on high. And also, if you so gracefully like this video. And also, one thing with doing these streams, there's not much activity in the comment section, maybe because the title or just me that people don't have no response to some of these subject matters. At the end of the day, all engagement is good engagement. Don't be a stranger. Leave a comment to every video or live stream here on the Chaos Rain channel. I'm going to start really paying attention to the comment sections, if I get any, to understand the engagement of things on the stream or on the channel, especially to see where it stands right now. So any form of engagement will be good, positive or negative. And one thing, if you can be respectful, that even better. As I'm looking through most of my media outlets, oh, I forgot to tell y'all, if you're not subscribed or follow me on Discord, please do. It's on the About section on the YouTube page of Chaos Rain channel. Join Discord servers. I'm trying to grow that and may branch off to other parts within the server. So, I'm on Discord. Don't be no stranger, subscribe to Discord. If you're having trouble subscribing to the Discord server, leave a comment as well, because sometimes some people have no problem subscribing and some people don't know I have a Discord. Nonetheless, the Discord is there for your pleasure and interactions with me or anybody else that's in the server. So I would appreciate people who would like to join Discord servers today. What else I'm looking at? I'm looking at some things right here. Oh, very good. I'm just going through my little plugs. And should I send emails? Nah. We'll see how the stream goes, and I'll see if I'll do that. All right. So all the information is sent. You can also follow me on Facebook or add me as a friend on Facebook. I go by the name Eric Rain on Facebook. Add me on Facebook as well. You can also follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. And that is pretty much all the links for now. Let me see if I could wait. Actually, wait a minute. Let me do this. I gotta find a page on Facebook. Especially, I have some articles, and these are just a few articles for now. But nonetheless, these articles should be examined on the subject at hand, and I'm probably gonna pull them up now. And it's something to really look at and take notice. All right. Okay, so I got all my articles on deck. So which article should we start off first? Well, we're going to have to start off on the title at hand. Today's title is titled as, for those that's not familiar, The BabyMother Cure. The male birth control is here. Now, as you know, this something has been circulating throughout the net now for the past maybe a week or two. And some people could say it's about time that there should be something that will prevent these males out here that's slinging cock and shooting up the club on a lot of females and filling up the womb where conception is a reality, to the point now that within the sexual act, we find out 2 weeks later, baby is going to be formulating into her womb. And the funny thing about all this is that a lot of men don't like the outcomes with this sexual act. They think sex should be something that is for fun and games, and there should not be no procreation during the fuck. But I gotta give you honest opinion, fellas. When you engage in the fuck, there's gonna be something coming out the fuck. I mean, we're no stranger here. I think one time I was listening to Max stream, and a gentleman was talking about how these dudes, after they reach a certain age, mostly late 30s, mid 40s, that they're not able to conceive out here with these ladies out here. I beg to differ. And trust me, most men, especially black men, the last thing they should be focused on if these men are shooting up blanks, whether they intend it or not. And if that was the case, we could pull up from my previous broadcast, if y'all remember, that when I did 1.2 million babies, where they come from, it's only you find here in America, most of us black men, that we have very little children on our side, but our women have the most children that are part of our race, which is black women, black females, what you want to call it. While other groups of men, Hispanic, Asian, any other Europeans, whites specifically, have more children than their female counterparts. So me thinking and hearing about this from previous content creators, and even go as far as me looking at the information at hand, I had to question hardly what really is going on here. What really is going on out here? How is it that only a few of us have very little children, but our female counterparts have the most? But nonetheless, we probably might conclude why that is because our women are out here getting banged out for and having more sexual partners, in my opinion, than the males. That's when our race. So when they talk about the less than 30% of males that have the children in our communities, and while the other dudes that either can get some coochie or they can't, either they're celibate, which, you know, if that exists, to their whatever you want to label these men that are not getting enough punani or getting some, they're not out here producing a lot of children than what we see out here, unfortunately. And it's proven evident, unfortunately. So we always wonder, what is the next best thing to those that is a small portion of our community that is, let's say, breeding up or having intercourse the most and is knocking up these ladies? It is most of the dudes that's not being very productive, unfortunately. And it's reflective. Let me see. It's very much reflective. And I asked one of my good friends, I'm not sure it was Truth or was it Jay Sean or somebody, I always want to know, where is the middle in regards to what age black men first time have kids? And I'm not sure if I ever got any answer or somebody put it in the description. Nonetheless, that's the answer I'm looking for, and I'm hoping to get an answer in the near future, God willing. But we shall see. Time will tell. But nonetheless, I probably will go into the we're gonna probably look into these articles I'm just looking at some last few things before I share the article. Yeah. Okay, so damn, I did that wrong. Sorry. There we go. All right. So all right. So let me go into the reading of these two articles. And I say two articles because it's normally two articles out here that has to be looked at and really answer this question. And before I go into the articles, let's see who's in the chat room. What's good, She? And one thing, if y'all guys want to come up and chime into these current, not only events, but what has been read, please let me know. She, if you're still here, pose the question for those people that's coming in if they want me to drop the link for people to come up to share their opinions, their thoughts of this. Okay, so no further ado, we are going into the article at hand. And one thing, please share this stream and like the button or hit the like button, wherever you want to call this shit nowadays. Let's look. Where is the article? All right, I think this is the one. All right, this is the one, and this came out last week. So this is the male birth control pill. Interesting. And I see that the chat room's gonna probably get active. So let's jump into this. Before I jump in it, I'm seeing some people writing some on the other end. I'm just looking now. No. All right. Y'all not gonna believe what I read now. I ain't gonna bother to read the chat room in my Facebook page. We're gonna leave that alone. Anyway, let's go on because I'll get distracted. The male birth control pill expect to start human trials this year, 2022. And before we go on, has anybody know the time frame when the first female birth control pill came around? I think it came around 1960, early 60s, mid 60s possibly. But nonetheless, let's look. The new non-hormonal pill was 99% effective at preventing pregnancy in mice. As you see, it's showing up. And have y'all noticed when they talk about male birth control, why I see a black man with a pill in his hand? Is there some form of propaganda being spread here? Has anybody ever noticed this? In this article, they have a picture of a black man holding a pill. Have somebody noticed this bullshit? Like other race of men don't take precautionary. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's look at it. Most contraceptives are designed for people with what they call unreused, having or leaving few pregnancies prevention options for those with testes. Now scientists are working to create a non-hormonal birth control pill for men, which has proven successful in labs trials on rodents. According to the research behind the concept of human trials could start by the end of the year. Now, if I click this to see what part of the end of the year is this. Oh, and there's more into this. Oh, there's more. We'll probably read that after this. Women have many choices for birth control, ranging from pills to patches to what they call intrathecal, I don't know if I pronounced it right, devices, which they talk about the UV thing that they push in their arm, last time I checked. And partly as a result, they bear most of the burden of preventing pregnancy. The research behind the work said in a press release, you can click on that article, but men birth control options and therefore responsibilities could soon be expanded. What was that? The new pill created by a team at the University of Minnesota blocks proteins from binding to vitamin A, which is known to be crucial to fertility in mammals per Gizmos et Cara. The drugs was 99% effective at preventing pregnancy in mice and has no apparent side effects, apparently. According to the research present this week at the annual meeting of the American Chemical Society, when mice were given the drug orally for just 4 weeks, they had such a steep drop in sperm count that they became sterile. Ooh. Sterile? Before I continue, have y'all guys ever dreamt or think in your 20s or in your 30s that if you have kids out here or not, that you were deciding that you once wished that you were sterile? That should be a question you ask yourself, because I remember most men, black or white, or men generally, are envisioning or imagining that they should, when they engage in reckless sex activities, that they prefer to be sterile for a moment at a time, and when they're ready to have children, they want to be very much sterile. And to be honest with you, these conversations are not really had amongst us, to be fair and honest. And the reason why you never hear men talk about if they wish they were sterile or want to have, reckless or, unconstitutional sex out here and don't want to produce nothing out of it. Because men, overall, we don't think on these. We sometimes stick our phallus in something that's nice. And if, depending how good the fuck is, we will bust and shoot up the club and load the juices in these females. It's moving beyond pump and dump, people. They pump and spray, in other words, or lack of better words. Let's keep going. When a team stopped dosing the animals, they noticed the drug effects reverse. The mice bounced back to normal fertility in 4 to 6 weeks. Depending on the results of human trials, the drug could soon be the first effective form of birth control for those with testes apart from condoms or surgery. Now, mind you, if you notice, when it comes to most men or boys, and it makes me think, I remember there was content flowing out here throughout the social media and YouTube where a mother went out her way and said that she was going to sterilize her son by he turned teenage by having his nut snip. And doing so, in her mind, she had to worry about her son out here having reckless sex with or without the condom and impregnating women, which I find that to be very much treacherous, very much demonic-like behavior. Because your son at whatever age, 13, 14 years old, should not be thinking about sex like that, especially at this stage of his development. I remember when George told a story about himself. I think it was true. So if I can remember, he talked about his own experience, and he tells firsthand that it bothered him and traumatized because it created a desire, an urge. Once you start letting the boy at a certain age when his mind is not at a right state or he doesn't have understand what's happening to him, to be getting pussy at a very early age. Now, in this modern era we're in. Now, we live in a third world country where people live in rural areas and stuff, or they live in tribal stuff. That's a different scenario. But because we're more in a modern age where we have things like industrialization and technology, or I like to call it tech age, procreation now, depending on your environment, which is pretty much set up, procreation is not really too much of a necessity now in the rise of tech age. Matter of fact, we are in a process of depopulation, for lack of better words. Right? People don't want to believe it or not, but we are. Because we look at the so-called data, if we want to go by statistics, because you know how people are, especially Negroes, they always want to do the numbers. They look out there and say, What's the average age now for men and women, especially women, to give birth to first child? The average right now is roughly around 28 years of age here in the West. Outside America, it probably might be roughly in the mid to possibly early 20s. But we can't compartmentalize all the information because I can't present it here today. But I'm just giving you a little snippet of what is already out here. You could do further research to really validate what I said thus far. Let's continue. Scientists have been trying for decades to develop an effective male oral contraceptive, but there are still no approval pills on the market, say MD Abdullah Al-Noman, a chemist at the University of Minnesota, who was involved in the pill's development in a press release. Because this concept is non-hormonal, it is likely to have fewer side effects. Early attempts at male birth control pills have largely worked by blocking testosterone, which can lead to depression, weight gain, and decreased libido. Even when scientists superdose the mice when the new drug, the rodents seem to do just fine. So let's read that again because it didn't really sit well to me. It is likely to have few side effects. Early attempts at male birth control pills have largely worked by blocking testosterone, which can lead to depression, weight gain, and decrease in libido. So, and mind you, there's another article talking about that I will present in a second of the potential side effects. Now, we all know if a man doesn't have a healthy testosterone or his testosterone levels at a certain peak, he's going to have these many problems, especially when it comes to depression. Once you're depressed as a man, you don't have the urge to do work or do things necessary to be productive in society because you will have a certain worry mentality of woes me, woes the world, and always have self-doubt. So just reading that alone, that could be a problem. But those men that are, let's say, are not very productive and they're out here just shoot up the club with any woman, in her womb, fill up that belly with his essence, can be problematic. Now, these are things that you will suffer as a potential side effect because regardless what they tell you what's out in the market, that's almost 100%. There's always that 1% or whatever that could be a factor that could keep you healthy or could cause greater dis-ease within time. So let me check. I was looking at something, guys. Okay. All right. So we look. Okay, let's keep going. What else is on here? When we went to even 100 times higher dose than the effective dose, the compound didn't show any toxicity, said Norman reports Alex Wilkins for New Scientist. Researchers emphasize that the drug's success in rodents doesn't guarantee the same results in humans, which is why scientists may be closely watching human clinical trials slated to begin later this year. Medical professionals are hopeful that these recent breakthroughs in male birth control will allow people of all genders to take control of their reproductive health. Another male concept, a gel rubbing on the shoulder, or rub on the shoulder daily, is currently in clinical trials. Our track records as a gender for assuming birth control responsibility is not stellar. Women overwhelmingly outnumber men for going through a surgical sterilization procedures, even though a female ligation is far more invasive than a vasectomy, said Jesse Mills, director of Men Clinical at UCLA, who was not involved in research of Healthline. I'm eager to see what the human trials show. As you can see here. And what's this? That's a stupid video. And let me see what this one is. Oh, there's a lot of articles on this. Well, we're gonna look through all of them before we go to the side effects. And if y'all listening, please share and like this video. I know this is not something that's really talked about or really is stimulating, but nonetheless, it's good to look over these things. Let me stop sharing this. We're gonna share another screen. Hold on, let me find these articles quickly. Okay. All right, so we're gonna look at this gel because they had some previous ones, and there's no date on this, but we're gonna look at it anyway. And as I look at it, please like the stream. All right. And here's another one. Nestrum testosterone transdermal gel for male contraception. Research at the Population Council in collaborations with the Innis Kennedy Shrivers National Institution of Child Health and Human Development, NICEHD, are developing what they call Nestrum testosterone gel, a novel reversible concept for men that is designed to be absorbed through the skin with minimal side effects. Now, this is another product they have or they're testing potentially. And this is by the Population Council of Evidence. And we all know, like I said before, we are in the business of depopulating. We're not in the business of populating. We got almost 8 billion people, roughly. And we don't want too much more. We want less humans, less people. Now, you always hear this bullshit that comes to the earth is populated, but we don't understand that don't make sense. The earth can hold many people. It can hold even trillions of people. Because if you look out the length of land masses, even the size of Texas could hold a lot of people, which people didn't know that. But we don't look at land mass, people, etc. Let's keep going. The issue, there are a growing interest and willingness among men in becoming more involved in family planning, and studies suggest that women would welcome male concept choices. However, men have no concept options other than vasectomies or condoms, which are more effective. Now, the vasectomy, there's a lot of issues with vasectomy, if I said it right. And the reason why there's a lot of issues because you have that at a certain age. The longer you have that procedure, well, going and having that reverse, the less chance to reduce your sperm count and possibly maybe make you infertile. What's this? That's some stupidness. So, knowing this, you better be careful. Do the research on vasectomy. The need for effective and reversible methods of male concept is widely recognized, but the development of effective options for men remain a challenge for the field. This is because the success of male conception depends on near complete suppression of sperm production while maintaining healthy testosterone levels to maintain a man's sexual drive libido. A safe, effective acceptance or acceptable reversal concept for men requires an approach that will reduce sperm count while maintaining testosterone levels in the normal range. And that's the point. Because if you remember from previous article with the pill, it is speak about reducing testosterone. And when your testosterone is not working at a very accurate rate, or you have a mid to high testosterone level, you will develop not only weight gain, but you will fall under what they call depression. And a decrease of libido as well. And trust me, you need a healthy dose of testosterone to function out here. Now, I remember when Coach Ali and I had this conversation back in 2021, which I might start putting them as recommendations at the end of this video for those to watch. There are methods of boosting and improving testosterone. Now, they're pretty much aggressive methods, but nonetheless, these things are helpful to build up your testosterone. And knowing this, that you got to be very careful to be taking anything in regards you don't know the real effects that can have in your body, not in the present time, but in time, is the thing you should focus on. And like me, I don't like to be messing around with certain things and don't know what it will happen or the potential of what will happen in the near future, to be honest. And you got to think like that as a man. You can't just take anything on your body nowadays. All right. All right, so let's continue. The Population Council has developed a concept gel for men that can be applied once daily and absorbed through the skin of a man's shoulder and upper arms. I'm not sure what that has to do with reducing the count in your testes, but okay. The gel contains the progestin nestrone, which has been shown to suppress sperm creation in men, and testosterone, which is already approved and marketed in gels forms in the United States. And that's something I'll probably see if I could Google it if it's in stores. Early research findings showed that the nestrone testosterone gel is well tolerated with no serious adverse events. A phase 2 study is planning to demonstrate the efficiencies, safeties, and acceptabilities of the gel when used by men in preventing pregnancy among couples in 7 countries around the world. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, what else? Okay, I think I just did some more, got I? Okay, yeah, let me read over because I lost where I was. I should put a highlight. Prevention clinical studies conduct with the clinical trial networks of the NICHD indicates that the use of the nestrone testosterone gel reduced sperm production to a level considered to indicate successful sperm suppression while maintaining a healthy testosterone level, and thereby minimizing side effects such as lower libidos, aches, weight gain, and altering cholesterol levels. And remember, when cholesterols are all high, you fall at risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and potential strokes. Early research findings show that the nestrone testosterone gel is well tolerated with no serious adverse events. A phase 2 study is planned to demonstrate the efficiencies, safeties, and acceptabilities of the gel when used by men in preventing pregnancy among couples in 7 countries around the world. The trials, which began enrolling couples in 2018 and is expected to enroll 420 capsules in 2019, and is sponsored by the Eunice Kennedy Shivers National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. The impacts: a steady deliverance of nestrone testosterone gel through the skin would be an easy-to-use reversible concept method controlled by men. Other deliveries methods tested have include injectable and implants. Ooh. If approved by regular authorities, the nestrone testosterone gel would be the first of its kind concept for men. That's the end of this article. What other articles out here? I hope y'all find this interesting so far. What's good, bro? Matter of fact, I'll do this. Yes. Now, the two articles so far gives the two methods, pills or gel, in regards of a form of concept that will prevent a lot of males, especially they talking about focus on black males, because really when they design this, they don't really design this for all groups of males, because the face of the person or the hands of the color of the person that they present from the pill was a black male. That really is designed to start slowly, and I mean slowly, reduce population of a certain set of people, unfortunately. But anyway, I'll let y'all think on that. Let's look at another article, and then we're gonna look at the side effects. Let me see how long this is. It's not long. Let's share this. And one thing. Okay. A non-hormonal pill could soon expand men's birth control options. And this is not a journalist. Please report this, that this research will be presented at a meeting of American Clinical Society. And there's more topics. San Diego, March 23rd, 2022. Women have many choices for birth control, range from pills to patches and infracturing devices. Partly as a result, they bear most of the burden of preventing pregnancy. But men's birth control options and therefore responsibility could soon be expanded. Today, scientists report a non-hormonal male concept that effectively prevents pregnancy in mice without obvious side effects. The research will present their results today at the spring meeting of America's Chemical Societies. ACS Spring 2022 is a hybrid meeting being held virtually and in person March 20th through 24th, with an on-demand access availability March 21st through April 8th. The meeting features more than 12,000 presentations on a wide range of science and topics. Currently, men have only two effective options for birth control: male condoms and vasectomy, which is read earlier. A surgical procedure is considered a permanent form of male sterilization, although vasectomies can sometimes be reversed, and the reverse surgery is expensive and not always successful. Now, if I didn't read this earlier, and for those that's going to re-listen to this or have listened to this already, they said reverse is not successful. Now you hear stupid fucking women telling men to go get, or not persuade, but saying and telling men it's a good idea to get a vasectomy, and they know that it's not only the price, but the price is expensive, and it's not guaranteed that you'll be functioning again. Now you're gonna hear some people that's gonna listen to this, especially stupid fucking females, not the men, because most men don't get vasectomies, regardless of how they move out here in these streets, or they think they're gonna move out here in the streets. They're not gonna risk putting their balls and the potential of reproducing in the hands of certain people just for a moment of pleasure that won't last 10 minutes. And it goes back to a thought that if anyone poses the question, how long sex should last? Honestly, that determines on the sexual act, personally. I don't mind doing 45 or an hour, depending on the sex. And that's just being conservative. But let's say sex doesn't last that long. And we all know the stories like 1 Minute Man, all this nonsense, right? That's for males that don't really get much action and are young. That's why they will bust quicker. But most men that's either experienced or whatever, it takes a while before they feel like they need to release. So let's go. Therefore, men need an effective, long-lasting, but reversible concept similar to the birth control pill for women. Scientists have been trying for decades to develop an effective male oral concept, but there are still no proved pills on the market, said MD Abdul Al-Maheen, who is present in the work at the meeting. Most compounds currently undergo clinical trials targeting the male sex hormone testosterone, which could lead to side effects such as weight gain, depression, and increased low-density lipoprotein, known as LDL. Cholesterol levels. We want to develop a non-hormonal male concept to avoid these side effects, said Norman, a graduate student in the labs of Gouda George, PhD at the University of Minnesota. And I'm scrolling down, making sure. This article actually is much more deeper than the previous article that I read to you earlier. So I will probably read this. Bear with me because this is something to really look at because this is where they got their information. Makes sense now where they got their information from. Let's continue. To develop their non-hormonal male concept, the research targets a protein called the retinoic acid receptor alpha, RAR alpha. This protein is one of a family of 3 nuclear receptors that bind and retinoic acid, a form of vitamin A that plays important roles in cell growth. And that's something we should study more about, these vitamins that they break down that affects the human body. Differentiation, including sperm formation and embryonic development. Knocking out the RAR alpha gene and male mice makes them sterile without any obvious side effects. Other scientists have developed an oral compound that inhibits all 3 members of the RNR family, and RA alpha and beta and Y, and cause reversible sterilizing in male mice. But George's teams and their reproductive biological collaborators want to find a drug that was specific for RNRA and therefore less likely to cause side effects. So the researchers closely examined crystal structures of the RNR alpha, beta, Y, bound in retinoic acids, identify structures different in the ways of the 3 receptors that binds to their common ligand. With these informations, they design and synthesize approximately 100 compounds and evaluates their ability to selectively inhibit RNR and A cells. They identify a compound which was named what they call, and this is written as I highlight here where y'all see, YCT529, that inhibits the RNR alpha, also 500 times more potent than it did in RNRA beta and Y. When given oral the male mice for 4 weeks, the YCT529 dramatically reduced sperm count and was 99% effective in preventing pregnancy without any observable side effects. The mice could father pups against 4 to 6 weeks and after they stopped receiving the compound. According to George, or GEO.org, YCT529 will begin testing in human clinical trials in the 3rd and 4th quarter of 2022. Because it can be difficult to predict if a compound that looks good in animal studies will also pan out in human trials. We're currently exploring other compounds as well. She says to identify these next generation compounds, the research are both modifying the existing compounds and testing new structural scaffolds, and they hope that their efforts will finally bring the exclusive oral male concept to fruition. I'll leave the links to this for y'all to read for your own leisure. I ain't going any more further because it's something that's derived from the previous main article that was published March 25th, 2022. I will leave the link for that. Let's look what's going on in the chat room, and I'll probably look into the last and final article. And after this article, I might give some takes maybe. And after that, I might wrap it up depending on the mood of this. I think one thing to keep in mind, when people talk about male birth control pills and all that stuff, this new phenomenon, it's still something that is a long-waited, overdue thing. My opinion, why it's so long overdue to have this right now in the market and probably pushing out at this time is simple because they have to now slow down the population of people. They have to do this. And now they know that with women, they could do it with women, but still the population still grow by maybe a few hundred, maybe a million or two, depending. If we average it yearly, how many deaths to births, we can get a quantitative medium overall. So what's the best thing to really accelerate the so-called lowering the population? You're going to have to, unfortunately, you're going to have to start giving a male birth control to males. Because let's be honest, we all know the system is very much unjust, unfair. You hear him complain about the child support. You hear him complain about certain things of paying the bitch. And I get it. I understand to a degree. But like I said, in this country, they give certain liberties to a certain set of people for a reason, If you remember, fellas, child support is still a fresh institution that was developed now roughly, I would say, 80, 90, 97 years ago. No, my fault. Wait. Yeah, roughly now almost 90. No, 80. Yep, I'm right. 80-something years ago. Yeah. 87 years ago. So to know that this was a creation entity, because let's be honest, they create this for European males because once they got tired with their wives, you know what they do? They go around, they leave their children and their wives behind, and they create a whole new family with a fresh new woman. And you must understand, abandonment is a learned behavior. This is something that our people, especially black males, learn from non-black people in America, which spread throughout the globe. For those that's not really doing their fact check or looking at history as a whole. No saying black men don't come out the womb and decide want to do abandonment. Any woman that's telling you that dumb shit, you need to stop listening to them, unsubscribe it, and start doing your own research and read a book. That's not how shit works. Abandonment is a learned behavior. And we could probably say now it's possibly could be passed down epigenetically, God willing. And we could really give a real honest answer if this is true or not. Because after enslavement, most males, black males, went and tried to find their girlfriends or the women that they knock up and go as far as to marry them because they value the women that they have sex with. Now today, it's a little different because of the conditioning and the change of the politics and the environment. A lot of males don't see the importance now. Does it give them an excuse? No. But I have understanding why they do what they do, unfortunately. So I'm just looking now. All right, so look like Okay. Yeah. Guess people are listening, which is a good thing. And all right, so now we're going to go into the final article. As I go and find it. Oh, my fault. Got too many tabs up here. All right. The final article. And now we're going to look at the side effects of things. Is this it? I think this might. Oh, no, here it is. All right. Let's see. Let me see when this was released. This was also released on the 25th of March as well. Let me lower this. There we go. The new male birth control pill effectively prevents pregnancy without side effects. And let me make sure this is not the same article. And looks to me like this could be this another form of the article, which is pretty much the same. So I'm probably not gonna go into this article, and it shows the symbol here, what it does. This is the formula for those that science geeks, gurus. I don't know if y'all can see it. I can see it. So, that's pretty much it. I'm probably not going to share that one because that one has no relevance. So I'm going to log off of that one. So there you have it. There you have it. Those are links. Those are articles I'll put in the description on this stream. And let me see how much time I have on here. Refresh this. All right, good. All right, almost an hour into this. And looks like no one has no comments so far. Let me check my devices. What's this? Oh. Hold on, guys. I'm just looking at some things. All right, ain't nobody really. I was checking my feed a while ago. All right. So now let me check Facebook one more time, and let's see if anybody has something to call on the line. I got to hit Shatter because Shatterstar, he does also research on these things as well. So, oh, and for those that want to come up, links in the chat room. Oh, what's good? 704. Salute. All right. Yeah, it looks like that's. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get D Darrell on here. I know it's gonna be a moment of silence, guys. Bear with me. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, he's busy. Looks like that's. Oh, one thing I forgot to ask it, Paco. Let me see if I can find Paco. All right. He probably. Wait, hold on. I had a message. 1 second, guys. I just got a message. I didn't check this earlier. Yeah, I don't know how he does that with his phone. He'll send a message. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's. Well, actually, what side notes I do want to say on this? One thing I do want to say that I might do in a future broadcast. It looks like the guy that wrote the book about is marriage for, I think, Black people, Mr. Banks. I might do some content on that the following week or so. Be on lookout for that. In regards to this pill for males preventing what do you call it, pregnancy. Is this a good thing in the near future, and is it the solution for I guess the cure for baby mamas? My answer is most males out here that's really getting it like that, I would say it would be yes. And here's why. Because we all know most men today that want these children, they really don't want the children personally, and they really don't want these children out here to the women that they, I guess, select that they deem as not worthy to be mothers to their seeds, in my opinion. And with full convictions, to be honest with you, I think most average men today, they rather prefer that they could still have their fun and nothing comes out of it. Wait, I got a message. Let's look. Right, cool. So this thing that's being running through his test trial, in my opinion, I'm convinced that they're going to test a lot of Black males with this clinical trial, unfortunately, because Black people, we have the highest potency of reproduction still, and it goes beyond your melanin. It really is because of your genetics, because how much the world has put an oppression and stress for Black people. You still have the capacity to produce children in very uncircumstance and uncertain environments. So the people that they're going to probably test this the most is on men. Unfortunately, it's going to be Black men. Even the picture you see on the previous article is showing that it's a Black man that's using this pill. So by default, it's going to be Black men that's going to be the guinea pigs of this weird science, unfortunately. And the consequence of this is it might have some repercussions in time, whether in the early stage of clinical trials, or after. If you as a man under the age of, let's say, 30 or over the age of 16, they sure won't mind putting this down your belly, these pills, or the gel, or whatever form of concept they want to use it towards you. Especially if you're that type of male that has that appeal, that's gravitating to the ladies, that is willing to pull down their drawers and spread them legs like an eagle and let you enter. Those are the males that's going to probably be the ones that's going to be tested with this. And there's going to be consequence with these testings. Now, the side effects and consequence, as you know, those are side effects. It's going to mess with your testosterone, reduce your libido, or do all other forms that will harm you. And it could be more, but we won't know the other side effects, because when you conduct experiments on mice are mammals, but they're not like humans. Let people know that they're not like humans. So what you do with one animal is going to be different from another animal, humans. So like I said, for those that's willing to take this, I mean, good luck to it if you take it. Not saying I'm gonna mess with it, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not really so fond of this weird science personally. To be honest with you, But for those that said they need to take it because they have already 1 or 2 children and they don't want no more or don't want to risk getting any more, then I would advise, yeah, take the pill. I think one thing that they're going to probably push it while they're doing these trials, they're going to use a real slick celebrity to really promote this. I'll give you a snippet of which celebrity they're going to use. They're going to possibly use Drake. Now, everybody said, Drake? Why do they want to use Drake? You know the incident he had with the condom put in the hot sauce? Yeah. He probably a good promotion of a commercial for this pill. Allegedly. Now, they could have used other celebrities, artists like Future, but Future's not a good proponent of, promoting birth control in a way. So the best character or best person for the job will be Drake, because Drake had that little scandal, if y'all remember, with the hot sauce. So he probably the best candidate for this type of commercial. And trust me, they're gonna give him some money, some nice money, big money for this. And they should. They should. Hold on. They're gonna give him big money for this. So be on the lookout for the clinical trials, and also look out for the known celebrity that's gonna push this and be the commercial or the guinea pig for pushing this product. And that's pretty much it. I think I said all my piece. I have nothing else to say. Oh, I forgot one thing to play was my intro. I forgot about it, but when you do these things, you always gotta keep in mind of all the little video intros to our live streams. It comes with a territory, people. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to today's broadcast. If you are new to the Cast Rain channel, welcome. Thank you. And for those that will be the future subscribers of Cast Rain channel, you know the drill. You must hit that red button. You must hit that top bell. Not the middle, not the lower. You must hit the top bell. Ding! That's when you know there's uploads or live streams here on the Cast Rain channel. Also, follow me on Twitter at CastRain7. And you can now add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. And I think those are the links. And also another side note. YouTube will be starting to recycling people throughout certain channels. So if you get to the end of this video, for those that's going to be subscribed for the first time, or those that still get notification that subscribe to this channel, make sure to check your bell that is on high. I'm not sure what's going on with the channel, personally, people. If I give you a decent answer, I could, but I can't because I don't know either what's going on, personally. And there's no way I could possibly fix it, even if I wanted to. So I'm giving you a heads up for those that do like this content and really like it. You're going to have to probably look at the channel, which is on YouTube, and make sure the bell's subscribed. You're still subscribed and the bell's hit on high. That's my only advice. I mean, for the time being, it's going to be rough. I could see the next 2 months, it's going to be a little rough here on this channel. I'm expecting good things. I will still provide the content as best as possible on here. But I do need some participation and support anyway. How? That's the only way this is going to possibly work, unfortunately. So, but like always, I do respect everybody that they listen into today's stream. But other than that, you know where to find me.
Freaky is that I'm always in the mood to give head no matter when, where, or what. I'm always ready for you.
We like that. Yeah, we like that. I like that. We like that.
Come to your job on your lunch break and give you head. I'll give you head in the movie theater while you're eating popcorn. I'll even give you head if you're on the phone talking to your mom.
You loyal.
I'll give you head if you just got to playing basketball and your balls are sweaty. I'll go underneath the table and I'll give you head. If you go to the men's bathroom, I will sneak in there and give you head.
If somebody just had one of those.
I'll even give you head while you're FaceTiming another bitch.
Oh my God!
There he goes. Ring.